Thank you much, Dwight. That opens up a line for you to hop on with Larry Perry. Get the questions answered that we all so desperately need to get the most out of our cars. 844-580-9326. 844-580-WDBO. Chad's calling in. Chad's got a question about his car that he didn't, who was it earlier, was going to buy a car, but Chad just bought the car, so hopefully we can ease his woes as well. Go ahead, Chad.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. I bought a 2010 Lexus IS250 just like 3 days ago, and it's got 113,000 and some change on it right now. Super clean. And I just kind of wanted to learn a couple things. Like when I was driving it yesterday, because I do a lot of city driving, it seemed to be like a little bit of kind of not missing, but sputtering just for a moment, and it just kind of seemed like it worked out. But that was the only thing I noticed. Other than that, it's been pretty awesome. But anything you can tell me about that would be great. I don't know if that was a good buy. I was really been looking for a Lexus for a while, but this one fell in my affordability range, and I jumped on it.
Okay. Did the vehicle come from a dealer lot or a private individual or what?
It came from a Lexus dealer.
Okay. You know, Chad, listen, I'm going to tell you what I would probably recommend at this point. Probably get some really good fuel additive that helps clean carbon and that sort of thing. A lot of them, and it's really hard for me to recommend this to a consumer, because the problem with it is most of the stuff that you'll buy at your AutoZones and your O'Reillys and stuff like that, those are consumer grade products, and they don't really do what an industrial professional grade product does. BG makes an extremely good, carbon valve clean upper intake system that, fuel additive wise. AMSOIL, the AMSOIL PI is world renowned. I mean, that's some of the best stuff in the world. Now, we do stock it at Magic Mechanic. I mean, we actually have a complete AMSOIL store at Magic Mechanic. So if there's anything that somebody needs, all they have to do is stop by and pick it up. We carry everything. But the AMSOIL PI, what it does is it not only does it help clean the injectors, it cleans the valves, the combustion chambers, and makes a world of difference. But I think that's what you got going on if you had some spitting and sputtering. When a vehicle is being processed through a dealer, you got to remember that it's hard to say where that car came from. It could have come from the auction, and you got and then by them detailing the car, start stop, plugs are getting fouled out on it and stuff. Not that it needs an immediate tune-up or anything, but running a good fuel system cleaner in with your gasoline is the first thing I'd recommend on something like that. As far as the durability goes,
that sounds good.
Yeah, as far as the durability goes on a little IS250, those little 2.5 V6 motors, I'm telling you, we hardly ever do anything other than just normal maintenance. Tune-ups at 100,000 mile, and then of course we highly recommend to run the AMSOIL synthetic lubricants in them and change the oil about once a year or every 15,000 mile. You do that, and it's hard to say how long those things will last. The other thing too is you really need to get some sort of a baseline on the transmission. If somebody needs to check the fluid on it and see what the condition of the fluid is, if it needs it, by all means, go ahead and have the transmission serviced at the same time. You do those, and you're going to get a very easy next 100,000 mile out of that car. As long as everything feels good now, strut wise, steering wise, no vibrations, and it handles and got plenty of pep, then run some fuel additive in it and consider maybe going ahead and switching it over to a good high quality synthetic oil like AMSOIL. And do the same thing with the transmission. You put these high-tech synthetics in these things. I'm not talking about the stuff you buy at your local parts store. That's just, those are all wannabe synthetics. They're there just to get you from one oil change to the other, and they don't really do anything to decrease engine wear between it. So, but if you go with a polyalpha olefin synthetic like an AMSOIL product or a Redline, something along those lines, which those are specialty oils, and they cost a little more, but you get your money's worth back out of them in the length of time that you use it, and then if you add the benefit of no engine wear on top of it, and add the benefit of Amsoil warranties your engine against lubrication failure while you use their product, that's a pretty good deal. It's like getting a free extended warranty on your engine every time you change your oil. So kind of take all that into account. If you want to find out more about Amsoil products, you go to amsoil.com and see what that does. See if that triggers something. You know, nice to think that you can put something in a vehicle to actually combat any future wear. You know, we got enough on a car to keep us busy other than having to replace engines and transmissions. So sounds like you got a good one there, Chad. We wish you the best with that vehicle. If you need any help, you know how to get a hold of us. We're here every Saturday. Thanks for the call. Folks, with today's engine technology, you know, our fuel-injected, computer-controlled, well, not only does it apply to cars, trucks, vans, RVs, and pretty much anything from 1985 on, it also applies to marine engines, too. So if you got any marine engine questions, no starts, broken timing belts, overheat issues, anything along those lines with your boats, you know, make sure you go and you post those questions and email me, Larry at magicmechanic.com. And don't forget about the Magic Mechanic radio show every Saturday from 3 to 5 p.m. on wdbo.com. And don't forget to subscribe to our new YouTube channel and make sure you leave your comments.